God of peace. You see, this prayer that Paul prays in 1 Thessalonians, may the God of peace sanctify you. We'll talk about what sanctified means in a minute. What he says is he gives God a title, the God of peace. Think about it like this. You ever heard the phrase king of the jungle? You know, we're not talking about Tarzan, but you know the phrase, king of the jungle. Didn't think you'd hear that in church today, did you? King of the jungle. When we hear the phrase king of the jungle, we understand there's a position and there's a place. The position is king, and the place is the jungle. Now, depending on the jungle, that might be a pretty good deal to be king of the jungle. Now, you might say, well, I'm the king of my house. And maybe you might just say, I'm the king of my remote control. You know, it depends. Everybody has a different scope that they're hoping for. But when the Bible says, may the God of peace, you need to stop and understand that the truth of that statement is that there's a position, God, ruler, sovereign, authority, Lord of the universe, and that God is sovereign over this place called peace. And the reason that's important to understand is that there are all kinds of people who are trying to get to peace, but they won't listen to the sovereign ruler of peace. And you see, there's a peace that passes understanding, but you can't get it at the supermarket. You have to go to the King of peace to get that peace. And the peace of God, the domain of peace that God rules over, hear me now, that's not a domain that lacks conflict. It's not a domain that lacks tension or even turmoil, but the peace of God is the domain, not that lacks problems, but it's the one that has the presence of the rule and the reign of God.